Welcome everyone. So in this video I will familiarize you with some of the basic components that are required in this course or everywhere you want to use Arduino or want to build something. So first of all we have LEDs. So these are used as indicator in some general purposes to check out whether our circuit is working or not. And for an LED you have one larger pin and one smaller pin to check out whether it's a negative terminal or positive terminal, but sometimes they are breakout, so don't depend on the length of the wire and go for a stronger purpose. So whenever you see an LED, there is one big metal piece and a smaller metal piece. So the big one denotes negative terminal and the smaller one denotes positive terminal. So check out whether LED is positive terminal or negative terminal is given to you by this method. And after this we have resistors, which are used to protect our LEDs or other circuit components from burning out. Like if we directly use LED with a 9-volt battery, it will burn out the LED. As you can see here, this LED get fused and here is a black spot present here. To protect this LED we use resistors, and they will manage the current passing by the battery to LED and protect them from burning. After this, another thing is jumper wires. So these are simple wires that are used by us in Arduino projects, but they have connectors at both the ends, and there are two types of connector present on these wires. That is female connector having a port to input pins, and a male connector having pins to input in ports. And we have three types of jumper wires, that is female to female, which has a female port on both the sides, and these are generally used in Raspberry, and in Arduino we rarely use them. After this we have male to male. So these are used when we are working on breadboard, or breadboard is an intermediate in Arduino. And after that we have male to female, which are generally used when we are directly working on Arduino to connect sensors and shields etc. to the Arduino. So and now let me show you how to work with them. And here is our Arduino. So if you are connecting things to Arduino, we generally direct link the male port in the pins here and connect the components, like if you want to connect an LED, directly to other pins. And if you are working on breadboard, then we use male to male types of wire to connect to both the components here, and then we connect other components that we are required. And after this one is breadboard, which is a most basic components when we are beginning with Arduino. So let me now show you the working. In every breadboard there are a number of ports here present, and they vary with the size of the board. Like in this board we have 60 ports and two types of parts here, the upper part and the lower part, which are detachable. And the lower, or we can say the larger one, has short circuit in this way. If we have ports like here, so they are short circuited vertically, and if we are going to see upper, then they are short circuited horizontally. And as you can see in back, the larger ones are short circuited in 5 pieces, and here the upper ones are horizontally short circuited, and they are discontinuous at the center, or we can say that upper 5 are connected to each other, and then here 5 are connected to each other. And what I mean by the short circuiting is that, like if you connect a battery here let me connect on the end points. So I have connected a battery on the end points. Now if I use an LED, so first of all let me use a resistor here to protect my LEDs. So this one is our first line connected to positive terminal, and this is the second one connected to negative terminal. And one more thing, for every battery or any circuit, red wire always denotes to positive terminal and black wire always denotes to negative terminal. So here is our LED and the larger port is present here, so I connect it to negative, and as you see my LEDs glows up, and I had not linked them directly with these wires or resistors. I just plug in the ports and it glow up. And what I have said, all these are short circuited to each other, so if I connect more LEDs in the LAN, they will also glow up. Like this one is second one, it's also glowing, and here I have a third one. I think it's fuse one. Let me take another one. So here's the third one also glowing, but a fade one. So this is the working of lower pins, and if I go for upper pins, then but I have told you that all these are short circuited to each other. So if I connect a battery in any of two, and now as a resistor to connect to protect the LEDs. Now I need to short circuit these two parts, and I can connect anywhere in this line. So if I connect here also, it will work. Now I have a LED here, so here the LED working, and here's the another one LED, and then in last here's the third one. So here now you can able to understand that all these are short circuited and what the short circuited means. And also not only LEDs, you can connect any of the components and all the components will work here. Like if I connect motor, a DC motor here, it will also work. You can see it. Now this is the breadboard and it's working, and after this we have DC motors, and I think everyone is familiar with the DC motors, so I did not have any need to explain it. And after this we have other motors like servo motor, but their working will be explained later. And the servo motors are connected by shields to the Arduino. We did not able to directly run on there, and also DC motor is not directly able to work on Arduino. And after this we have some sensors. Also their working is explained later, but some basics will be discussed here about sensors. So here are some two sensors and a Bluetooth module. So in every sensor we have some transducer that work on any reaction that depends that whether we are using a microphone or whatever we are using. So that is in working, but here are some explanation about pins. So in every sensor, either there are 3 pins, either 4 or 6. So like DHT11 is a temperature and humidity sensor having 3 pins, and it's an ultrasonic sensor having 4 pins, and it's a Bluetooth module having 6 pins. And what these pins denote and what they mean is that, like if we take first the humidity sensor, then we have a one VCC pin that denotes the voltage terminal, and we generally use 5 volt, and it's always positive one, and one ground. And as I say you that ground is generally denotes negative terminal, so negative terminal is connected here, and the third one pin denotes data pin, and it's the one that provides data from our environment that we are using. Now if we talk about ultrasonics, then we have also 4 pins. One is VCC again, and also 5 volt. Then we have a ground, the negative terminal, and we have two more pins, that is echo and drag pin, whose working will be explained later. And the both pins provide input and output to the Arduino. And after that we have Bluetooth module. It has 6 pins, and we will talk about other pins later, but we have a 5 volt and a ground volt pin also here. Others are RX and TX pins, that is transmitter and receiving pins, and state pin, etc. So what I want to say here is that every sensor has 2 pins included in this. That one is VCC pin denoting positive 5 voltage requirement, and one is ground pin, that is negative terminal of that. So this is a general explanation about the pins, that so that you can able to understand what the pin denotes. And after this we have our Arduino. So I have explained you the pins and the components present on the Arduino in the previous video, and one thing I forgot to mention is this reset button. So this reset button is used to reset our program. What I want to say, that if you are running a program on your circuit and you want to start it again, then you just press the reset button and it will restart your program. So this is Arduino, and thank you for watching.